What is up, guys? Jake from OneHive here with the next recap video, and this is the one y'all been waiting on, the Emphatic Elite War. If you don't know or just tuning in or catching this late, we set this war up with Emphatic Elite. They had warred with OneHive 2.0 by accident, and even before that, Maddie, the leader, and I had been talking about setting up a war. He has his own YouTube channel, very good one, check it out. And we had talked about it after it happened. We knew we had to do it. They actually ended up beating OneHive 2.0, so we had to set the war up. We had a little bit of trouble because really our lineups didn't match that well, and this was a friendly war. So we went ahead and swapped out some members. So you'll notice right here, Shu is actually on their team. So I'm sorry, not Shu. Plow, when we go to there, is on their team, and I'll show some more as we go through there. Some of them are on our team. You see that Gusty Yo is one of their members, warred with us, and we obviously will go through and show what they did to our bases. Lord Byron is one of theirs that warred with us. Let's see, who else here? Zimban is one of theirs. Dodge is one of theirs. Actually, probably the easiest way to do this is go right here. Yeah, you'll see Gustio, Lord Byron, Zimbad, and Dodge, and I think that's it. That was the ones of their members that warred on our side, and then obviously we had some members that warred on their side, and those were, let's see here, the Plow. And you'll see right here as we're going through this, we did leave some bases not 3-starred. This was good for us. They had much more difficult bases, much more upgraded bases than we normally run into in wars, and it just it's good. It's good practice. It's good practice for both sides. They're probably not used to hitting the bases like we have. We're not used to hitting as hard bases as they have, at least not war in, war out. So we had a few left over. Stali, Varjo, Taya were members of our clan that warred with them as well. But you see, we did get most of the 3-stars. We left 1, 2, 3, 4 Town Hall 9s, and then 1 Town Hall 10 not 2-starred. So we left some out there. Not our best war, not our best performance, but again, it's good for us to practice on these. You see this 1-star was like an 88% 1-star. Let's see, 79% 2-star, 94% 2-star, 80% 2-star. So, not bad. We were hitting them pretty good, and we were hitting them good attacks, good solid attacks, just missing some of the stars. But that's, like I said, it's part of it, and we're going to try to do more of these wars because we want to push ourselves like that and hit harder bases. So props to everybody at Emphatic. They put up a real good fight and had a lot of fun. Sorry about the pop-ups there, guys. In case you hadn't checked it out yet, the Bendel chat, check that out in the last video that we did. Let's get into some attacks, though. First one we're going to look at, and the agreement was that nothing that I'm going to show you several attacks, but nothing that wasn't 3-starred by a Town Hall equivalent will be shown, because we'll probably still use those bases. So Lala taking on Leonard, their number 7. This was a beautiful surgical hog attack. Just really, really nice. Sends in, let's see how she does. She sends a giant here and a few balloons to get the CC lure. And a couple of hogs behind it even. So, a little bit of an investment there, but well worth it. Taking out a defensive building and going in and getting the CC emptied out. So once that's done, going to drop an anchor down here at the bottom, pull them all the way down. We had a lot of attacks to show, so we'll fast forward a little bit while that's getting done. A few barbs go out for distraction, and then the witches go down to help tank and obviously take it out. Backed up by the queen, as always. Normal CC kill here. They're getting a little distracted going to the right, but once that collector went down, then they're focused on the CC troops. The balloons coming in, 3 loons. I don't know if I've seen 3 loons before, but that's what they brought. A couple of golems go down here, and obviously, this is a goho wee wee. So sending two golems in, backing it up by just the kill squad, witches, wizards, queen. Once the phone's cleared out there, the king goes down. Even threw a few hogs there, which I thought was interesting because everything was being tanked. So a few hogs to go straight to those defensive buildings was kind of a neat idea. Drops a rage, a jump spell, lets her king get right in there to the enemy queen and king, taking it out. And then you see the surgical part starts, just dropping in a few a giant with a few hogs and just doing a sort of a clockwise motion, working our way around, dropping in those giants and then a few hogs to take out each defensive building. And then heals right there, like where they start slowing down and clumping up, just leaving those heals for her hogs there. You see everything's going pretty well here. Got some golems down here still doing some tanking. That's going to come into play here in a moment as soon as the hogs start working their way down there. Now they're not being hit by that X-bow, that wizard tower. The golems are taking care of all that. They're just dealing with those pesky skeletons right now. But we'll start to fast forward as those get through there. Probably could have dropped that last giant. I don't know if she noticed that she had it or not, but could have dropped that last giant to do a little bit of tanking for the hogs, so that Tesla and whatnot. But gets the 3-star, really nice attack. And 3 stars were, they were important in these wars. Every star counts. Ended up being a pretty close war, so you've got to get all the stars you can. All right, moving on. Too Cool for School, hitting number 9. And this one, I believe, was another, I believe it was a surgical. We'll see. This guy had a, XLIV had a hole in his base, and Too Cool exploits that by triggering a double set of bombs. So really check on that, guys. You can't have that's such a huge thing for a few barbs. He got your CC lure and 2 bombs triggered. That you just can't have that. So tweak that base a little bit. Bring them over to the side here, just dropping barbs for distractions, obviously, then the witches. Sending them in from the corner, backed up by a few wizards and the queen, of course. Taking down that balloon, and then just going to work in once they catch up on those skeletons. We'll take out that witch, and that will all be under control. At this point, it's time to send in the golem. Right there, one coming out of the clan castle, and has one in the bag of his own. Once those work their way in, he's obviously going to bring a jump spell to connect in to take that queen out. And right here, the second golem goes down just to do some more tanking from a different angle. Make sure his DPS, his kill squad, are not flanked by any DPS or by any defensive buildings there. Drops another couple wizards down there to create that part of the funnel. And then right here comes the jump and the king to get all the way in there to that queen. Exactly what you want to do. You want to really... I saw a lot of attacks that the queen didn't go down, and I even had one happen myself. You've got to really go straight at that queen. Make sure you've got it to get in there to now, because she does not come. Your troops don't lock onto her as easy. They don't just dive in for her like they used to. Was not a surgical hog. I take that back. It was sort of a semi surgical, because he dropped a few hogs here on the backside like that. But just sent a big group in, straight to back up his kill squad, which was nice. Dropping heal spells, keeping those up, and then right here on the backside, a little bit of a mini surgical with a giant and a few hogs going in there. So just a really nice attack. Going to end up with quite a few hogs left over, as you can see, dropping that last heal spell there. Just absolutely wrecks this base, honestly. A big leg up on it, again, was the dropping those barbs in there, getting those free bomb triggers, and getting the CC lure with just a few barbs. So that's pretty big when you can do that. So good job, Too Cool. All right. Let's look at Big taking on number 12. This might have been my favorite attack of the war. Just absolutely beautiful go-la-loon attack. Excuse me. We talked this out a little bit. It was a game plan that Marcos and I... I'm sorry, this is Big. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Marcos' attack. This was an amazing go-la-loon, though. Coming in with 2 giants on this, or 2 golems on this side. Wall breakers to lay everything in. They hit right on that junction, which was great, because now the golems can go into both compartments if they want to. So that was amazing. But look how far away this queen is. This is what got me about this attack, is the risk. I mean, it really was a big risk, because quite a journey, quite a journey for this kill squad to go all the way over, having to deal with double bombs there, having to deal with defensive buildings, the CC troops. Brought a rage for his kill squad there to help out with that, and the jump spell, obviously, to get to the queen. I mean, the goal here is the queen and 2 air defenses, and again, it's quite a voyage, it's quite a risk. The king's still locked up dealing with CC troops. The queen's back there sniping. As soon as that witch goes down, the king's going to come on in, which it does right here, but the queen doesn't quite go down. The offensive queen is back here, took out the first air defense there. Now she, on her own, with a few archers out there, has to take out the defensive queen, what's left, which she does right there, boom, and get that second air defense, and gets it, just in time. So talk about value for your kill squad. I mean, look at that. That's like a quarter of the base the queen, the CC troops, and 2 air defenses for that. So amazing push there by Big, and then just comes in with the GoLaloon attack from the backside. And honestly, when you have that much of the base taken out, when you have the queen taken care of, you have the CC troops and 2 air defenses, it's really hard to mess up that GoLaloon part of the attack. All you gotta do is get them in there, drop them in the right spot, drop your heal spells or your rage spells, and they're probably going to take care of everything. You see all these pups on the outside here, good use of a wizard up there, just clean up time, just absolutely killed that base. And again, such an impressive hybrid part of the attack, the golems, the kill squad. When I saw it, I thought, there's no way that they're going to make it to that queen, but Big did it, so really, really nice job. All right, the next one we're going to look at, and I think this is someone changed their name. Honestly, I don't. Y'all have to tell me in clan, or if it's someone new, these Chinese characters or whatever characters these are. I don't remember who this was, so someone have to tell me. But squiggly marks here brought a very nice go-ho attack. 2 golems go down. Wizards right behind it immediately to create that funnel. Jump spell right into that queen's compartment, just going straight forward, which is beautiful. As soon as that funnel's created, the king's going to go down here in just a moment, which will bring it right in there. You see the wizards continue to take out these trash buildings and a few defensive buildings. The first defense went down out there, and as the golems got to the Tesla, the queen locked on. Then he sends the king in. I guess maybe he wanted to make sure those CC troops locked onto the golems and not his king, which is probably pretty smart because look at him right there. The queen's right beside it. Before the update, that king would have done a dive to that queen. But he waited, did not go to her immediately, so probably smart that he did that. Otherwise, the king would have not have made it in time. Queen goes down. The offensive queen going in, taking out a few more buildings, a few more structures. You see 1 double giant bomb sets triggered. Now it's time for the hog deployment. You see it's going to be a surgical. You see the giants there waiting for that king maybe to get taken out. But right there, the first giant goes down, and then just these targeted hogs. The second giant goes down. Just taking out 1, 2, 3, 4 defensive buildings taken out almost instantly. That's pretty big. Then on the top part, the same thing, hogs for every defense. Starting to drop heals right here. Got 2 heal spells for them. And as they start clumping up and getting in those areas where you know there's going to be double giant bombs, right there, boom, got heal spells. Even if you lose a few, no big deal because hogs are coming from all different directions, taking out defensive buildings really quickly. Only a few left. We'll start to fast forward as those last few Teslas go down, and that mortar has no chance. So now it's just cleanup time. Plenty of hogs left. Not much in the way of cleanup besides hogs, but again, hogs are one of your best cleanup troops, and when all the bombs are gone, they're going to get it done if you've got enough time, which squiggly line guy, you'll have to again remind me who that was, definitely had enough time, so good job. All right, let's get a couple more. Marcos, this is the one I was talking about, that Marcos and I talked about a game plan, and he just executed it perfectly. GoLaloon attack. You see that on this base here, the queen is she's pretty easy to get to, honestly, but to get to her in another air defense, that's what this person tries to set this base up as. There's no air defense right there handy with the queen to take out. They're all sort of put down here on the opposite side of the base of her. So that's the trick of this attack, is getting to the queen and an air defense, because otherwise you're going to have a hard time because you're going to have to use a golem to get to the queen. So the plan was to just send the golem in here, set the kill squad, and just create the funnel to where the queen would walk her way down. And you see the giant he brought here, right there, boom, to get out in front of the queen, tank for her. Once that golem moves in, to make sure she's not targeted and let her get down to the air defense down there on the bottom. Well, that all went great except for that the king was supposed to go ahead and take the queen out. Well, he went down there and took the air defense out, and the queen decides she'll handle what's left of the CC troops and the defensive queen, which actually does a really good job on. Most of the time she would screw that up, but gets it done. The king took out the air defense, the queen took out the queen, and so now it's go time for the GoLaloon part of the attack. Just coming in at different angles, targeted balloons for each defense. Normal stuff here, working a counterclockwise motion on this one. You see you've got plenty of lava hounds, plenty of balloons, and a couple of rage spells. So that spells a win for Marcos, and just a beautifully executed strategy that he just did it to a T, exactly how he had to. Even did it so well that even with the king not going, take out the queen, it still worked out. So that really means when you can mess up a little bit, things not go exactly according to plan, and still get the 3-star on a difficult base. you've done a good job. So good job, Marcos. Last defensive going down. I thought that those few air skeletons were going to take out one of those lava hounds for them. They were both very low on health, but Marcos ends up with 2 lava hounds actually. So again, showing you how fast he wrecked that base. Good job, man. All right, let's look at one more. A Town Hall 8. And this was Miguel taking out Jay, number 28 on their side. Doing it with a Town Hall 8 surgical hog attack. I had a lot of questions after the video. Can you do it at Town Hall 8? Yes, you can. It works a little differently, and you really have to be careful of using the giant. This giant here is just, you see it's drawing fire from 3 different defensive buildings. That's when you can justify a giant. This was just to get the CC lure, though. You see just a few more hogs there. A dragon and a balloon comes out. So those were not even meant to take out defensive buildings. They were just going to get the CC lure. And with the spring traps that were loaded up in front of that archer tower, which was smart. That's an obvious spot for a lure. Smart to throw a few spring traps there. Probably spend a few more hogs than he planned on the initial lure. Witches in the CC over here, backed up by a few wizards, going to handle those balloons and that dragon very easily. Again, witches work really well on dragons. They take real slow attacks, and they end up targeting those skeletons most of the time. You see one witch does go down there, but right here the dragon's about had it, and that wizard, or excuse me, that witch actually goes ahead and takes it out. Now right here, this is where I would probably critique a little bit. Only 1 point defense over here. The rest of it was splash damage. Don't bring especially at Town Hall 8, don't bring a giant in that scenario. Just bring the extra hog, because the difference in hit points is not as drastic as it is at Town Hall 9, and you're going to get that much more DPS out of it. Now up here on the top where you can get 3 point defense and a splash damage, absolutely. That trade's worth it. Bring a giant there. Send the hogs in like you did. Just dropping heals where they need it. Just beautiful attack. Really, really nice Town Hall 8 surgical hog. And again, right here, this is what I wanted to show. The king at Town Hall 8 is, whether you're doing GoLaloon or whether you're doing hogs, is oftentimes just a cleanup troop. You know, you can't get to the defensive king. It's just a matter of taking out a few buildings with him. So using the king as a, quote, giant in your surgical hog to look at all these targets, these point defense, we're targeting that king, that's perfect. That's a great use for your king at Town Hall 8, especially in surgical hogs, and you see it went up there and even tanked for that last Tesla. So beautiful attack. Really nice job, Miguel. Just absolutely crushed that base. So that's it, guys. Hope you liked it. Congratulations to everybody at OneHive. It was a very fun war. And congratulations to everybody at Emphatic Elite. Did a good job. You guys brought a very strong war, the closest war we've had in a long time. We did enjoy it. Hopefully we'll do it again someday. And hope you guys out there enjoyed the video. Real quick before we go, we'll go through, you see there, the 3 stars, 21 to 14. Pretty close on the average destruction. Just a very close competitive war. Come down to, single-digit stars. So those are always fun wars. Hope you liked it, guys. Until next time, Jake from OneHive reminding you guys to suck less.